Hey guys, so today is going to be the first installment of my Throwback Thursday series that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to start at the early 1900s, like 1900 to 1910, and I'm going to go to probably 2010 is what I'm thinking. And I'm picking a certain look or looks from that era, and I'm going to recreate how I think they would be, with maybe my own little spin on them sometimes. And today we are going to do the first installment of 1900 to 1910, the Edwardian era, where everything was like a Victorian look. It was porcelain skin, rouge lips, rouge cheeks, not any like eyeliner or anything. No mascara was invented back then, so they had to kind of just do makeshift makeup. So I'm going to start with my Ivory Clean Oil Control Foundation. It is a shade lighter than what my actual skin tone is. And I'm going to take my foundation brush, I've already got it on the back of my hand, and just apply it all over to the face. Don't be afraid to kind of cake it on, I guess, because they liked the porcelain kind of um, perfect look to their skin. So just make sure you blend it down to the neck. I read that it was believed that if you had any kind of tan to you, that you were a working class and you were the lower class individuals, and that's why they had the women, they liked to do the lighter skin. That meant you had money, I guess, is what I read. So I'm just gonna blend that in. Kind of just smooth it out. Make sure it's blended into the hairline. There. There, now it's a little bit lighter, or a lot lighter than my actual skin tone. And then I'm going to take this powder and my powder brush, because it also was a matte look. There was no shine to the skin, really. It just kind of reminds me of like a porcelain doll, like you would find in the stores or um, online or anything, of like just little porcelain dolls that just had no really shine to their skin. It was all just that perfect look, or what they thought was a perfect skin look. Nowadays it's all about contouring and making your face thinner. Well, then back then it was kind of the natural no sun look. Okay. Now, back then they didn't really have a lot of eyeliners and or eyeshadows or anything, but I am going to add a little bit of um, eyeshadow to my lids, because that's just what I prefer to do. So I am going to take this color from my NYX Dreamcatchers palette with my eyeshadow brush, and I'm just gonna take it on the eyelid and just kind of brush it on there, just to make a little bit of a emphasis on the eyes. That's just what I prefer. Just gives a little bit of a oomph to it. now I am going to take my eyelash curler, because a lot of the pictures that I did see, they did have pretty defined eyelashes. So I'm just going to curl them. I'm not going to apply any mascara or anything onto them. So I'm just going to curl them and make them a little bit more prominent. Okay. And then now for the fun part of this. I'm going to take my Ulta blush in Bashful, and I'm going to take my blush brush, and I'm just going to go on the apples of the cheeks. I'm not going to blend it up into the hairline or anything, because a lot of the pictures and a lot of them just had that kind of flushed cheek, the rouge cheek in a circle kind of. So I'm just going to take that and apply a generous amount. Just in a circle, kind of on that the cheekbone there. Kind of just apply it. Maybe blend it out just a little bit. Kind of like that. It just has that flushed kind of look to it. Okay. And then the last part I'm going to do is I got this from Maurice's. It is Apple Harvest. It's just this kind of red lip gloss, because they didn't have a lot of color. They just had a tint of red to their lips, and that's all this gives out, is just a tint of red. So and they didn't really define the lip. They just kind of applied it. Blended in with the finger. They didn't have like the defined lip to them. So just blend that out a little bit, make it a little softer. And that's really all that they did back then. They didn't really have a lot of makeup. They didn't come into play until like the early 1920s, where they had the mascaras and the lipsticks, and where Max Factor came in. So they had more makeup in the 20s than they did in the Edwardian era or the Victorian era. Is what it reminds me of. So that's kind of just the natural, just rosy cheeks and the lips. And maybe if you wanted to, you could apply a little bit of mascara to kind of make the eyelashes just a little bit more prominent, and maybe fill in your eyebrows if you don't have a lot. But it's, like I said, a lot of it's the natural look, because I didn't have a lot back then. So that is it. And next week I am going to do the 1920s, the Roaring 20s. That's my probably favorite era of all of these eras that I'm going to be doing. I just love the looks to them. And I'm probably going to do 2 weeks where I do the 20s, one early 20s, and one late 20s. I love the flapper look. And then I'll do more natural 20s makeup for you guys. So I hope you like this. Like I said, it's not much to begin with, but it's what they did back then. They didn't have a lot of products. So if you like this look, then subscribe and like and comment on what certain looks that you guys want to see from certain eras. Maybe just comment with a picture or with, a actress's name or something that you want me to recreate from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 30, from the 20s on now. So, because there's only so much I can do with this look. So, from the 20s on, just let guys know, let me know, let you guys tell me what you guys want to see with those eras, and maybe who knows, I'll make this a permanent thing, and I'll just do it every Thursday, and I'll just do different looks from different eras. So just let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next week. Bye.